All right, God bless you, everybody. I got this uh, advertisement. They're going to be doing the teaching on the Old Testament. I believe that's what they say, what is it, Pentateuch, historical wisdom of poetry, prophets, major, minor. Okay. I took this a number of years ago. Now, on this post, I blocked out the pastor's name and the other teacher's name on this post. And I also, hopefully, I blocked out the church name. Okay? That's great they're teaching this. I took this class. I took it. They're not going to teach you about the Old Testament. They're not going to tell the truth about the Old Testament. Number one, they're not going to tell you that the Old Testament, which is the law, is no longer required for the church today. They're not going to teach you that the Old Testament told you that Jesus Christ was coming. Shiyama! And a new covenant that he going to make. Not the old covenant. Not the Old Testament. Not the law, not the offering, not the priest, not the tithes and offering, not the priest going behind the veil, not bringing tithes and offering to the priest to offer for your sin, not free will offering and feast day offerings and thanksgiving and waving grain and heave offering, hallelujah, not the offering given to the Levites and the widows and the orphans, hallelujah, which in those offerings, tithes and offerings, according to the book of Deuteronomy and other those were meat and crops. Hallelujah. Meat and crops. Yes, I'm doing this message in the car. Meat and crops. Yet they tell you the offerings that you bring today is money. 10% income. Well, the Bible never said nothing like that. Yet you could bring money and give in the treasury. Yes, you could. But that's not what was required. The tithe not required by God. That was not what was offered to God. Now, when they were building the tabernacle, they brought a half shekel, I believe it was, for the building of the tabernacle before the temple. And everybody brought the same thing. Now, all right, now, hear me. They not going to teach the Old Testament. They ain't going to teach you there ain't no Old Testament required by God now. They not going to tell you Christ ended the Old Testament. The laws, that is. He nailed it to the cross in the book of Colossians chapter 2. He changed it. He ended it in Corinthians chapter 7, beginning with verse 11. Christ ended the law, Romans chapter 10. I will have mercy, not sacrifice. Jesus said, Matthew chapter 9, verse 13. God had no plan to burn off his sacrifices. Now, that was the Old Testament. He had no plans in that. But he gave his son Jesus. Those things could never take away your sin, no way. Hebrews chapter 10. They not going to tell you that. They still going to tell you, will a man rob God? And a sixth grader know that's the Old Testament. A 6-year-old know that's the Old Testament. Read on first grade level, you know all that's the Old Testament. But they still tell you got to keep it. You got to keep doing it. Huh? They're not going to teach the Old Testament. That's enough. Now you understand.